Here we have a 2016 Tesla Model S and my 2021 Tesla Model S. And the question I'll be answering in this video, is the newer used Tesla Model S worth twice as much as the older one? The newer Model S has a horizontal screen as opposed to a vertical screen, and a screen for the rear passengers, and of course the yoke. Would you pay twice as much for a car with the yoke as opposed to a steering wheel? I mean, the fact that you can even buy a 2016 Tesla Model S with over 100,000 miles for $13,000 is crazy. This car was groundbreaking at the time that it was introduced. Insane technology, massive screen, no other car was anything like this. The fact that this was an electric car blew everyone's mind. If there was ever a time to introduce a car of the future, it was this. In 2013, this was Motor Trend's Car of the Year. As good as Tesla Model S's are, prices have been dropping like crazy. That means that you can get a used 2016 Tesla Model S in the $12,000 to $13,000 price range, and a refreshed 2021 Model S for about double that price, $25K. For comparison purposes, I'm using my 2021 Model S Plaid, but just for this video, pretend that this car is not a Plaid. Unless you're a true car enthusiast, you probably wouldn't be able to pick up on too much of the visual differences. The 2021 does have wider fenders, some small exterior styling differences, but largely the same shape. This section underneath the front headlamp is cleaned up, which I like, right around the fog light area. Overall, smoother lines in the front, simpler, cleaner styling. I think the 2021 does look nicer. The chrome delete is my favorite. The headlights and taillights are updated too. Of course, the wheels make a big difference, and generally I prefer the looks of the 2021 over the 2016, especially with my Plaid with the wider stance and the bigger wheels. The changes are subtle. I, of course, notice them and love them, but your neighbor won't know the difference. You could pull up in a $13,000 Tesla Model S, and as far as your neighbor is concerned, it might as well be a $100,000 Model S. 2016 is the year that Tesla changed the Model S from the first time it was introduced in 2013. They upgraded the batteries. You had the Model S 60, 70. This one is a 75D, 328 horsepower. Lots of variants with different horsepower. If you remember the P90, the P100 with ludicrous mode, pumping out over 500 horsepower. And then Elon decided to come out with this crazy beast, the Plaid. Leave it to Elon to change the game with this 1,000 horsepower machine. Now all the EVs are trying to compete. And you know what's shocking? You could buy a used Plaid for $45,000. What's happening to used Tesla prices these days? The biggest difference between the 2016 Model S and the 2021 Model S will be on the inside. The 2016, you have a vertical 17-inch screen, actual stocks, physical buttons for the mirrors. But of course, all this felt ultra futuristic back when it was introduced. But even today, I wouldn't say any of this feels dated. The screen is still massive, but the seats are not that comfortable. In the 2021, you have a horizontal 17-inch display. You have way more tech and almost no buttons to speak of. Everything is through the display. The AC vents you adjust manually in the 2016. In this one is through the touchscreen. And with this yoke, the 2021 feels more futuristic, but luckily there's a steering wheel option these days. Trust me, the yoke is something you don't want. It might look cool, but not really all that usable. One thing that's a lot better with the newer Teslas are the seats, more comfortable, more plush. The 2016 has a display up front, just like this 2021. The other difference you'll notice is the center console. This has a real center console with an actual space for storage. Lots of room to shove stuff into. In the 2016, it's pretty flat. I think Tesla was just excited at all this space without having to worry about a transmission, and they just didn't know what to do with it. The door panels are much better in the 2021, but in the 2026, it did have a unique style to it. Although the rear door panels were a bit plain in comparison. There's no question that the 2021 interior is nicer, but remember, a 2016 you could buy for $13,000. It is kind of crazy to think how far Tesla was ahead of its time. That kind of a car being introduced 9 years ago, it was absolutely mind-blowing. We're all used to Teslas now, but back then it truly was one of a kind. The back seat is where you notice the big difference. You have your own screen, your own multimedia center, entertainment to keep you busy for hours. You don't get any of that in the 2016 Model S, and not as comfortable back seats. The 2021 screen with the latest software and hardware will have way better resolution and smooth scrolling, unlike the 2016 Model S. Even with the upgraded hardware, you will notice a difference. The interface on the 2016 Model S can feel pretty outdated and slow, so I would recommend upgrading from MCU 1 to MCU 2 if it's not already upgraded, because you will feel a difference. Of course, the 2021 has the latest and greatest, so you would expect it to perform a lot better. It's kind of like having an old iPhone. The newest iPhone will feel a lot more slick than the older one. But in spite of all that, the 2016 interface feels pretty good, in this one especially with the upgrade. The Model S is equal parts car and computer, and a slow, buggy interface might just drive you up the wall. If you're interested in self-driving and all the technology, then I would definitely recommend the 2021 over this 2016. A newer Tesla means upgraded hardware, software, everything is that much better. And if you're a tech guy, then you'd want to get the latest and greatest, because tech exponentially improves. Even though there's just a 5-year difference between the two models, the 2021 is much more advanced than this 2016. The big question on your mind might just be the battery. It does degrade over the years. This 2016 right now is 164 miles, about 72% of total battery. Overall, the range is around 230 miles, which is pretty good for a 9-year-old Tesla. On mine, the range is closer to 300 miles, and with newer Teslas, the battery range has increased. But just like with your iPhone, the Tesla also is not going to hold charge at the same level, and over the years, you can expect some sort of loss. But that's why with these kinds of cars, you should only use them for commuting and daily driving. I still wouldn't recommend using them on long road trips, because charging them is not that easy. The Tesla superchargers, although increasing in quantity, having to plan your trip around the superchargers is still pretty painful. If you're worried about battery life with an older Tesla Model S, just get it checked out at a Tesla service center. Look at how much degradation it has and how quickly it is to charge it. By looking at the forums, it seems like generally these batteries do last a long time, and there is really not a concern of these batteries failing left and right. But if you can't help but worry about it, go with the newer Tesla, get that 8-year, 150,000 mile warranty, and you'll be fine with the battery. Air suspension was an optional upgrade in the 2016 model year. This one is standard suspension, and let me tell you, the air suspension makes a big difference. In my Model S, the ride is noticeably better than what you have with this one. But then again, don't forget that you're only paying $13,000 for a 9-year-old Model S. This is a true luxury car with the ride quality to match. And do you know what else on top of that? The rattles in this car are not really as bad as I would have thought. It's really solidly built, and when you're driving around, it's fairly quiet. Even back then, Tesla was building pretty good cars. With over 100,000 miles, I'm pretty impressed with this one. These door handles were a problem with the older Teslas, but in 2016 they did fix them. Surprisingly, even with this newer Tesla, the door handle feels a little bit flimsy. Feels like some more work could be put into them. If you want more peace of mind, then go with the 2021 Model S. You get the warranty and you get the latest in technology, all for 25 grand. Oh, also, you might want to get a 2021 if you want the heat pump. The older 2016 uses resistive heating. The heat pump is much better technology. It's better on the battery, it's more efficient. And in colder climates, you'll be wishing you had the heat pump. That is really one of the benefits of the newer Tesla, is all of that improved technology. But the older 2016 Tesla Model S is still really good. Think about what kind of a car you can get for 13 grand. Kias, Hyundais, Toyotas are no match for what the Tesla Model S can offer. Whether you spend $13,000 for a 2016 or $25K for a 2021, these are incredibly good deals. Massive depreciation means massively good deals, and if you're up for it, just buy yourself a Plaid, only $45K. The beautiful thing about these cars is low total cost of ownership. Assuming the batteries are in good shape, you have tires, brakes, what else do you have to fix? No engine, no transmission. Almost no cost out of pocket other than usual maintenance items. Maybe a window regulator fails or something goes wrong with the electronics. But if you pay $13,000 for this car, you need to keep your expectations in check. Just like with any other used luxury car, just have another bank account for repairs and you'll be fine with this old used Tesla. You do have some supercharging costs, but word on the street is that some of these older Teslas have free supercharging. Exactly how that works is a mystery, same as this Redditor. If you happen to know how it works, drop a comment because I would love to find out. The proportions of this 2016 Model S is very much the same as my 2021 Model S. Same size, same practicality, same number of seats. Both cars are excellent daily commuters, perfect for the family.